roast in a slow cooker. Now, I haven't got a roast for a long time because they've been fairly expensive, but this one was $7.29 a pound, and it was almost a 2-pound roast. It's a small roast, and it was $12.39, but I got it on sale for, I think it was 30% off. So I'm going to cut this roast up first of all. So I have a cooking bag in there. Just makes the mess a little easier to clean up. First thing I'm going to do is just cut my meat into 4 or 5 pieces. That's how many people I have. It's not a big roast, so I'm going to need to have a lot of vegetables to go with it. So everyone will get like a piece of meat and then the vegetables, and then I'll make some gravy. So I'm just cutting mine into about 5 pieces. You don't want huge pieces because you want it, it's a slow cooker and you want it to cook all the way through. I chopped up potatoes and 1 large onion. Potatoes is a little hard. I would figure if they're small, I would figure 2 to 3 potatoes per person. If they're big, like a big baked potato kind of size, probably 1 per person. But cut them in cubes and slice your onions. Put those in there too. Next, I had to thin my carrots, so I had a little bit over a cup of these teeny tiny carrots. I'm going to pour those in there. I cut the tops and the bottoms off. And then I'm going to add 2 cans, or you could use home jars of carrots with the water. I'm going to go ahead and put the water in. In addition to the water in the cans, I'm going to add 2 cups of water. Stir it around sort of. I'm going to leave that meat on the bottom so all the juices are getting cooked. I'm going to add some parsley. Just a sprinkling of parsley here. You don't have to add this if you don't want to. You can also add fresh parsley. I'm going to add probably about a tablespoon of garlic powder. I don't really measure it, I just sort of put it on there. Salt and pepper. Again, if you had to measure it out, probably a teaspoon of each. And I'm going to mix those up. Now, I go ahead and turn on my crock pot on high so that it can heat up while I'm doing all of my cutting. I'm going to add 5 tablespoons of onion soup mix, which equals 1 store-bought pouch. I make my own onion soup mix, and I have a video on that if you want to check that out, because I don't like to buy those store packets. So 4 tablespoons equals 1 store-made pouch. I'm going to mix that up too. Going to stir it all up. I'm going to put my lid on, and I have it on high, and it's going to cook for about 4, I'll start checking it at 4 hours on high. And if you have more meat and thicker pieces of meat, you're probably going to be looking at more towards the 5 hours, but because I only had 4, a 2 pound, it was 1.75, so it wasn't quite 2 pounds. Almost 2 pounds of meat. You can also use canned potatoes, like whole new potatoes or sliced new potatoes. That works awesome. Whatever, if it's pre-cooked, it's going to be cutting down on your cooking time. But I didn't have any canned potatoes, so I'm using fresh potatoes, combination of my weeded, thinned out carrots, and 2 cans of carrots. So we're going to turn that on high, and we'll be back in 4 hours to look at the finished product. Okay, we are all done with the food here, and I'm going to dish some of it up. Find the meat. there it is, all finished, and we're fixing to sit down and eat. So this is really good served with some fresh bread or rolls, and I've just made country gravy. I could make roast beef gravy, but I usually save that beef stock and freeze it for recipes. Just make the country gravy to go with it. So it's a lot simpler than doing it in the oven. It uses a lot less energy to cook it, and it took about four and a half hours on high is what it did to get everything nice and soft and done. So this has been Angie with how to cook a roast dinner in a slow cooker. Talk to you later.